Hello, everyone. How you all doing on this 108th day of April of the new year 2026? And this is another edition of Fourth and One. I am Pastor Kenneth Lovely out here in Valley Park, where Senior Pastor Kevin Jones is the head under shepherd, and I serve with him in the capacity of an assistant out here. This is Fourth and One, and I'm just happy to let you know that we have many installments of it, Fourth and One up, and I want to emphasize that if you watch the earlier videos, you get an understanding of what the Fourth and One premise is all about. It obtains the understanding from American football, where in American football, you have 4 downs to go 10 yards. 10 yards is a must in order to advance the ball. Well, if you are short at the end of 4 plays of 10 yards, you have to give it over. But on the 4th play, you have a choice to make. Turn it over or go for the necessary yardage. In most cases, no more than 1 yard, 4th and 1. Well, with God, he has shown us in his playbook, the Holy Bible, that there are many 4th and 1 situations that we deal with in real life. It is true that life imitates art, and art imitates life. In this situation, we have 4th and 1 American football with the understanding of how it applies to the various stories of the Bible. And yes, they are truly more than stories, as the song says. I am the lovely one, and here is our rendition of 4th and 1 for this installment. And it is coming from Can You Hear Me Now? Can you hear me now? You see, when the season starts in American football at the Division I level and the professional level, you have teams that are shouting that they are number one. Everyone is number one as long as no games have been played, rightfully so. No one has lost, but at the same time, no one has won. But it is when you find that team standing at the end of the season, having proved that they were better than the rest, you have examples of whereby truly, can you hear me now? What comes to mind for me is in the NFL. In 1972, the Miami Dolphins went a perfect season. They went a perfect undefeated season of 17-0. To know that no one has done so since then. No one did it before then. So the Miami Dolphins team, 1972, is truly, can you hear me now? They started the season undefeated. They ended winning Super Bowl number 7. Super Bowl number 7, not their 7th Super Bowl, but Super Bowl number 7. How ironic that 7 is a number of completion. They did it. In college, we just witnessed the Indiana Hoosiers. The Indiana Hoosiers football team is what we talk about. Used to talking about their basketball team, but this 4th and 1, we're looking at the Indiana Hoosiers and their 4th and 1 team that went through 16 games. The second team to do so. First team being Yale in 1894. But then now in 2026, we celebrate the Indiana Hoosier having gone 16-0. Other teams have gone 15-0. Many have done that, but they are the only college team in the modern era, 132 years later after Yale in 1894, to go 16-0. Can you hear me now? Well, we're just now coming back to focus from having had our season, our holy season of First Friday, Saturday, and then Resurrection Sunday, Easter. And to know that as Jesus is the one now standing front and center, facing sin, death, the grave, and Satan, asking the question, can you hear me now? Because all through time, God has let it be known that I will send a deliverer. The promise made in Genesis, whereby I will put enmity between the serpent seed and the seed of the woman. Done. The spoken of in Isaiah when he says, a virgin shall give birth and his name shall be called. Done. And as Jesus was born and lived a sinless life and taken the fight all the way through, even unto the cross, where Jesus stood before Pilate and the whole congregation of Sanhedrin and other folk, the religious order, to let them know that I will be back. You tear this temple down, and in 3 days I will rebuild it. And just know that Jesus, true to his word, that come Friday, came Friday, come Saturday, came Saturday. But what they didn't realize then, Sunday was coming. Jesus, having gone, as we talked last week about into hell to let Satan know, and the souls that were there in prison know. Can you hear me now? At 4th and 1, Jesus said, you know what? I've gone through all necessary. And what is necessary for me to redeem mankind. And I will live the sinless life as a man. And all I want death, sin, the grave, and Satan to know is on this particular occasion as I roll before you to let you know. Can you hear me now? Because I will do what my Father's business is. I shall return one day for those that have received this message and received me into their hearts. 4th and 1. Can you hear me now? Jesus is victorious, the only champion that ever went totally, eternally undefeated. Yes, we had the Dolphins in 72, just recently the Indiana Hoosiers in 2026, but that's time limited. Jesus is eternal without limit, and he's the only undefeated champion that can stand before all the challenges that we face, having defeated every foe, openly making a shame of them, openly letting death, the grave, sin, and Satan know that you know what? I'm going to show you when Adam made a mistake. The first Adam, the second Adam being me, I'm here to let you know that my Father's word stands true and it never will return unto him void. Can you hear me now? I told you I would rise again. I'm now back to forever live. For the only difference that you need to note that's between me and the other resurrections, what's the difference? I'm the resurrection that will never return to the grave. Any other resurrection you name, whether it's Lazarus that I did or others before me, what they did, those people went back to death eventually. I will never die, Jesus says, because I am the truth, I am the resurrection. And whoever believes in me shall never perish. Why? Because this 4th and 1, can you hear me now? Jesus stands before all the world to say, can you hear me now? I told you I was coming, I came. I told you what I would do while I was on earth, I did. I told you what would happen when I come back from the dead, I am. And I also tell you now that I will return again. 4th and 1, Jesus would have me say unto you, can you hear me now? God bless you.